Banking giants are set to move fewer than 4,600 staff out of London as they prepare for Brexit as the climb down over city jobs continued today. Some lobbyists claimed that as many as 75,000 staff could be relocated or sacked when Britain leaves the EU in 2019, and a recent study said 10,500 roles would go on day one. But the latest estimates suggest that fewer than 4,600 jobs in total will shift abroad across the whole banking industry. The news will be a big blow to Dublin, Frankfurt and Paris, who want to benefit most from the predicted Brexodus starting on March 29, 2019. Banking giants are set to move less than 4,600 staff out of London as they prepare for Brexit as the climb down over city jobs continues. Research by the Financial Times after dozens of interviews and statements with banks and executives claims that the jobs figure will be a fraction of the figures touted by the most gloomy predictions. The newspaper that the big international banks now plan to shift less than 6% of their UK workforce abroad. Eurosceptic Tory MP John Redwood said, "This is great news but not unexpected. It's just another example of the Project Fear campaign getting it wrong." Earlier this year, Deutsche Bank executive Sylvie Mathura said 4,000 of its 9,000 London workers might be shifted abroad. Eurosceptic Tory MP John Redwood said the news on city jobs is another defeat for Project Fear. But the new study suggests only 350 will go by April 2019. At JP Morgan, the true figure is expected to be around 700, even though in July the US bank, with 16,000 UK staff, warned it could be thousands. And Swiss bank UBS has scaled back the figure for those affected from 1,000 to an estimated 200. In October, HSBC climbed down on threats to move jobs out of London and into Europe after Brexit. The major city institution posted strong financial results today and admitted it may move fewer than the 1,000 jobs forecast. Claims of an impending mass exodus were made as long ago as October 2016, when British Bankers Association boss Anthony Brown said bosses' fingers were quivering over the relocate button. He warned they would leave before the end of the year unless their needs were made a top priority during Brexit. When that didn't happen, there were reports that Japanese banks could begin relocations by this June. June came and went without major announcements. UBS chief executive Sergio Ermotta has already signaled a major U-turn on threats to move 1,000 jobs out of Brexit Britain. In October, HSBC was the latest bank to launch a climb down on threats to move jobs out of London and into Europe after Brexit. Sam Woods, Deputy Governor of the Bank of England, then said that jobs could start shifting unless a deal is done by this Christmas to preserve existing rules until 2021. This date now also looks certain to be missed, and the city has again retreated without taking action. Sally Dewar, head of regulatory affairs at JP Morgan, said yesterday that the real day of reckoning will come at the end of March unless the UK bows to big lenders' demands. At this point, she claimed, we will start to have to take decisions around informing clients, which then becomes more difficult to unravel.